Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our YouTube channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. As you can see, Kisumu is also fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, something is happening in Mount Kenya. And we need to figure out who is behind whatever is happening in Mount Kenya. Yesterday, two members of parliament, a senator and a member of parliament from Mount Kenya, UDA MPs, the Gatanga member of parliament, Edward Murui, and Kirinyaga senator, Joe Nyutu, issued a stern warning to William Ruto. The two gentlemen were very clear that number one, William Ruto must drop Ruto-Gachagua as his running mate in 2027. And they were also very clear, number two, that if that will not happen, then William Ruto is going to find it very difficult and that they might be forced to oppose Ruto in 2027. I want you guys to listen to the MPs because whatever they stated there is significant politically speaking for two main reasons. Number one is the first time since the election we are seeing Mount Kenya leaders facing William Ruto courageously. For example, these two issued this statement. This is not a small statement. And the second reason why it's significant is because the issue of William Ruto's running mate in 2027 is now being discussed publicly. That let us have Rigathi out. Nobody would have imagined that that will be a discussion currently. Because you remember when William Ruto was Uhuru Kenyatta's running mate in 2013, I mean, it was never an issue of discussion. It was automatic that he was going to be the running mate again. The only issue was on the 2022 presidential election, where now Uhuru and Ruto fell out. Listen into the two MPs because I want us to do a critical analysis over the same.
I think what we are saying as the leaders from Murang'a County, and I think we have a lot of support from our people on the ground, is that Murang'a is the origin of each and every Kikuyu that is in every other county, even in the diaspora. We have supported Kiambu County twice. That is the first and second Kenyatta. We have supported Nyeri County 2 times. That is late Mwai Kibaki and now Ruto-Gachagua. So what we are saying is it is now the right time. We are ripe now to lead the country. And God has given us one that is favored, one that is accepted by the people across the board, across the country. And that is none other than the Honorable Dende Nyoro, now serving as the chairman, Budget and Appropriations Committee at the National Assembly. And we are saying, let the president, because we love the president, but we know that if he comes with the Honorable Ruto-Gachagua in 2027, things might be a little bit difficult for him. But if he comes with Dende Nyoro as a running mate, then I think things are going to be much easier for him because people identify with Dende Nyoro. And Dende Nyoro is a person that has very good social skills, somebody who knows how to respect leaders, somebody who has a very good working relationship with leaders, and somebody who does not threaten people. Because we need somebody who can be able to make friends across the board, somebody who respects people. We do not want somebody who has been talking about the disrespect that the Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta had. Well, he is actually worse. He thinks that some of us are trash. So we are saying this is not the type of person that you can entrust to lead the nation. And we are saying Dende Nyoro is a guy that will save the president in 2027 and of course take over in 2032. But of course we are asking for support from our friends from across the country, and that is the position that we have. And we are soon going to have a press conference as the leaders of Murang'a and make our point very much clear so that everybody will understand where we are coming from, where we are going, and what our position is. And that is that is all I have to say, and that is, I believe, we have the support of our people.
Ladies and gentlemen, in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. I'm 100% convinced that Ndindi Nyoro is not a madman to embark on 2027 running mate politics. I'm also very sure that Ndindi Nyoro is wise enough to know that 2032 is still very far, and therefore they need to win 2027 first before they can talk about 2032. But why is the issue now preoccupying Mount Kenya politics? That's exactly what I want us to analyze in this video. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. And by the way, for this video, please just give it a thumbs up. The Lee gang, I'm not seeing you the way you used to be. Are you still on holiday? I'm waiting for you guys. You know yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, my take is that, number one, whatever we are seeing in Mount Kenya, where Ruto-Gachagua is clearly being fought, is part and parcel of William Ruto's strategy to keep Mount Kenya busy and united. There is no way Ruto-Gachagua can try to consolidate Mount Kenya by bringing in Jubilee leaders. Then from nowhere, Ruto is now taking charge of Jubilee leaders. Ruto meeting with the Kanini Kega and the rest is now the force behind that group. Of course, there is also the feeling that William Ruto is behind the activities of Maina Njenga in Mount Kenya. So he's setting up Ruto-Gachagua against Maina Njenga. And of course, right now, we are seeing Ndindi Nyoro escalating his activities. Ndindi Nyoro is just like Junet Mohammed to Raila Odinga. If Raila Odinga were to summon Junet today to come wherever he is, the truth is, Junet will avail himself. And if he tells him, I don't want you to do that, he will stop. So I'm convinced that there is no way Ndindi Nyoro can escalate these activities without the blessings of William Ruto. So that's why I'm trying to get convinced that Ruto could be behind it to keep Mount Kenya divided. The truth is, a divided Mount Kenya is good for Ruto. Ruto would not want a situation where Mount Kenya is united. Because as long as the mountain is united, then they can issue demands to Ruto. William Ruto's schemes for 2027 might be different from the interest in 2022. Sijui kama tunaelewana mpaka hapo. So in all this, being politics is dirty, I'm seeing the hands of Ruto in it. Number two, it could also be about Mount Kenya Kingpin. Who is Mount Kenya Kingpin as we speak? Is it Uhuru Kenyatta? Is it Ruto-Gachagua by virtue of being the second in command of the Republic of Kenya? Who is Mount Kenya Kingpin? Is it Moses Kuria? Because we are also seeing Moses Kuria escalating his activities. He has organized a major football tournament across the entire Mount Kenya region, apart from Meru, where the leaders said no. If, for example, the kingpin was Uhuru Kenyatta by virtue of being the Jubilee Party leader and being the president, Uhuru is no longer the president. So which means if Mount Kenya were really interested, they would have rallied around Rigathi. But Rigathi's brand of politics cannot allow him to inherit that seat. That's why even people like the former Kiambu governor, Waititu, are very clear that he's just temporary. So I think people like Ndindi Nyoro are taking advantage. They're seeing a situation where Rigathi Gachagua has actually failed to unite the mountain. Because if you listen to that member of parliament, he was very clear that Rigathi Gachagua is worse than Uhuru Kenyatta. If at this stage, less than a year, they can refer to Rigathi as being worse than Uhuru Kenyatta, do you think they'll allow Rigathi Gachagua to lord over them for the next 10 years? I don't think that's going to be possible. So the truth is, it could be about Mount Kenya kingpin, so that in case, because just like there's a discussion within the Luo nation whether the Luo should not sponsor a candidate for the next 20 years, the mountain might also be convinced that it might be difficult for them to win the presidency after Ruto, and therefore they are scheming and they are realizing that Rigathi is not that person, because Rigathi is not acceptable. And in fact, for those who watch this channel, I've always maintained that it was by design. Ruto didn't want Rigathi Gachagua to appeal to the rest of the country. That's why Rigathi Gachagua has always remained Mount Kenya leader in course, to an extent that if, for example, Rigathi Gachagua were to go to Kisii or were to go to Luhya Nation, there's nothing he can tell them. Number 3, all this can also be blamed on Rigathi Gachagua's failure to manage his politics. Because, let us face it, Rigathi Gachagua became the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. He was not the darling of the mountain, but they wanted to punish Uhuru Kenyatta, so he got that position. So if I were Rigathi Gachagua, the first thing I would have done was to try and bring the mountain together. But what is Rigathi Gachagua doing? Every platform and every opportunity he gets, he either talks about Uhuru or Raila, to an extent that's now still. In the mountain, Uhuru is now regaining the ground because the people down there are tired with him. The other day, I think it must have been before September, October there, Rigathi Gachagua started consolidating the mountain. And he was not consolidating the mountain because he wanted to do that. He was consolidating the mountain as part of his strategy because Ruto had expressed interest in working with Mudavadi. So he wanted to send a message to Ruto that I control these people. So he'd go to a place and he would be accompanied by MPs and he would list those members of parliament. And I think there's a way Ruto played his cards, or maybe Ndindi Nyoro, and now if Rigathi Gachagua were to list those members of parliament who used to accompany him, and Ndindi Nyoro were to list his, that list could now be at par. So he has failed to unite the mountain because of his brand of politics. And number 4, William Ruto could be scheming to replace the mountain with a lawyer as a running mate in 2027. That is a possibility. So he wants to have Rigathi, he wants to have Ndindi, he wants to have Moses Kuria. These guys are going to fight. Then ultimately, he's going to pick on a neutral person. I don't know whether the mountain are seeing what I'm seeing, but in politics, you can't rule out anything. It's a possibility. And lastly, if you ask me, the 2032 succession politics. In 2013, when Uhuru and Ruto paired, Uhuru went publicly and told Kenyans that nikitoka nitaachia Ruto. Although because politics there's also that element of betrayal, in 2022, Ruto never told Kenyans that he's going to leave it to Rigathi Gachagua. So which means there's nothing really binding Ruto to Rigathi Gachagua for that matter. And that's the window that people like Ndindi Nyoro are now taking advantage of. Because William Ruto has created a conducive environment for them, but also dirtied the water for Rigathi Gachagua. The truth is, if elections were to be held in the Republic of Kenya today, and you have Rigathi Gachagua and Ndindi Nyoro at the national level, only the two, maybe Ndindi Nyoro, maybe Rigathi Gachagua can get votes somewhere in Nyeri, but I doubt if beyond Rift Valley, beyond Mount Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua will get votes. So it's about 2032. And of course, the Kikuyu Nation, I did a comprehensive analysis about that in my previous videos. You can check it. I think it must have been yesterday but one. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.